What's up, everybody? Welcome to the finale of Let's Play .hack GU. Volume 1, that is. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. I feel like I want to say we've come a long way, but I'm not sure if we really have in the grand scheme of things. But we're finally here. We're finally going to have a confrontation. I've been waiting since the beginning of the game. And I just, this is a part of, this is also one of my, like, highlighted parts of GU, story-wise, I'd have to say. Last time I stocked up on some items, some healing items and stuff like that, because we don't have Adderley for this battle. As I mentioned in one of my previous episodes, Kun and Pi are kind of locked into your party for the final battle, which sort of sucks because they've been unavailable for most of the game. But, whatever, we'll make do. As long as they've got healing items, I think it'll be okay. That being said, be prepared to take on the role of healer yourself in this battle. It's not the hardest battle in the GU series, but it might, it'll probably sneak up on you. It's not like your typical boss battle in GU. It is, a little challenging. But, oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm almost done with this Let's Play for the first volume. It's so exciting for me. We got to see what's behind this frickin' wall, too. Surely it won't be a white room with nothing in it. Because it just can't be anime without vague, empty space. Oh! But there is something in it. There is at least one something in it. What are those? Adderley, just fell on your butt. What are you doing?
Haseo, how did you know?
Adderley, what are you?
No, stay back.
Huh?
I found this place by myself with my own powers. Please don't get involved. I'm going to find Tri-Edge. I'm going to use my power to find him.
But why are you looking for Tri-Edge?
Because I want you to look at me. I want you to see me, recognize me.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at you right now.
Oh,
If
Haseo.
you never would have said what you said.
What? What did I say to you?
That I was too irritating. That you never want to see my face again.
No,
That was, like,
that was...
a while ago, though, Adderley.
If you were actually seeing me, you never would have said that. If there was a stronger cleric, you would have chosen that person and not me. If there was a character that looked more like Shino, you would have relied on her. Well, am I right?
You could tell Adderley's kind of super flustered right now.
I am an idiot. That's the way I am. That's why I got the wrong impression. I know better than anyone how much of an idiot I am.
If you keep calling yourself an idiot, you'll become one someday.
Oh, Japanese idioms. Not to interrupt that, but I'm sorry, something far more interesting is about to show up. Yes. After all this time,
Tri-Edge.
it's Tri-Edge. It's about frickin' time, too. Although I kinda wish they didn't give him this, like, growl noise.
Who are you?
It's like a puppet.
So, are you a hacker? An epitaph user? What are you, an Ida?
He seems a lot less focused than our first match with him. Maybe he just doesn't... What are you winking at me for, Kun?
I
Now is not the time for that.
Again. Give us back all of the lost ones.
Oh, he's even got dot heck hexagons all around. Gonna get one last pie butt shot in there too.
Don't be careless.
And for your final boss, we just have the normal boss music. Oh, I think it would have been cool if they gave you the I don't know. Or is it? No, it is the normal boss music. It was weird. When I was playing this, I thought I heard, like, remnants of the song that plays when you actually, fight Tri-Edge. But, I don't know, it starts off like the regular boss music. Maybe it's, like, the same and it's just edited, but who cares about that? So you may notice something interesting. We're targeting a character named Kite. So, that raises some... It doesn't raise some questions, but it kind of, like, elaborates on stuff, because, as you probably are aware, Tri-Edge is, like, a creepy, zombified version of Kite, the main character from the first series. So, we've been calling him Tri-Edge this whole time. You would have thought maybe we'd have him as Tri-Edge, and we were just wondering why he looks like Kite. But his name is straight up Kite. That's because my, you can transfer your data from a previous dot hack game over into this volume. That's how we, got that Black Rose email, like, way back in the beginning of the series. But when you do that, the name of, the person you, whatever you named your character carries over to this game, too. So, when you face off against Kite, he'll have whatever name you gave him. In my case, I named him Kite. If you didn't transfer him over, I think he's just Azure Kite. But, I'm not 100% sure about that. I've never not transferred over a file from a previous dot hack game. But, so it's like, it's interesting, because it's like... We get these impressions that he's not just a PK. You know, Haseo himself wanted to know, is he an Epitaph user or an Ida or what? But, so, and from the way he was behaving when we just saw him now, we can kind of gather that there's more to this character than just, like, a PK donning the appearance of a previous hero. So, what could it be? Well, we'll find that out later on, but, I think it's interesting and a nice touch that you can transfer over your old character's name, too. I think that was an interesting thing about, Gyu. I'm gonna give credit to Gyu there. We're not doing bad against him, though. I mean, we just were obviously taking some damage. We may be a little under-leveled, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'm not sure if Kite will ever stagger, but, when you attack him, as you've probably been seeing, he'll just kind of, like, move on his own and attack while you're attacking. He'll still guard, obviously. It's also cool that you can see the lockers in the background, too. That's also a nice little touch that they didn't have to do. It kind of makes you feel like you're still in the same room. Because, I don't know, I think it's kind of lazy. They gave you just, like, this blank white space. But they kept the lockers. They didn't have to, but they did. And that was it. Yeah, maybe a little anticlimactic, but we're not done just yet. What I want to know is, how did a level 133 Haseo lose so badly to Tri-Edge? And now it was like 3 level 50 characters, not even level 50 characters, defeated him with ease. I don't know. I mean, Triad, we saw from that one video with Yada in it, Triad obviously goes out and does stuff, you know, data drains random things. My guess is he was, you know, very prepared when he found Haseo the first time, and I don't know. They're more or less stumbling upon him when he's waking up now. I don't know, that's how I think of it, but now we'll fall into nothing.
Where are we?
Don't you recognize? It's that place you fight your avatar battles with. Is Triad an epitaph user? Looks like he's breaking up. But, well, whatever he is, we do have one final avatar battle with him.
Is that Avatar?
I'm not certain, but in terms of data, it's very close.
I don't care what it is. Either way, he's going down. And then I'll bring them all back. Every last one! Ready? Come on. Come on! Yes. I'm right here.
I really wish he didn't have to do that like every single time. It's very obnoxious. Just transform already. Oh, I think this might be the music that, yeah, this is the music that plays when Haseo fights Triad at the beginning of the game. But he's got quite a thing on the back of him. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be, you know what? Hold on. I have the game right here. Or a game. One of the old games. I'm trying to see. It's hard to tell from this cover. I think that giant symbol behind Triad right now is the symbol on Kite's hat in the first game. And that's something cool. We'll also see that symbol again later on in Volume 2. I think that's like a nice little touch. He's called Azure Flame God here. Now, Azure Flame, this goes back to the original games, unfortunately. Again, I once again have to keep bringing it up and up and up. But so your friend before we go into that, this attack name, Azure Tiger Claws. Tiger Claws was one of the skills a Twin Blade uses in the first series. That was also a really cool touch that I appreciate in GU. But anyway, so Kite's friend Orca that fell into a coma was known as Orca of the Azure Sea. That was like a nickname because he was like a super powerful player. And, you know, nickname because nickname. And he had a partner called Balmonk of the Azure Sky, which is one of the other characters that you'll interact with in the original series before he finally joins your party. And in the anime Dot Hack Sign, there is a bonus episode where the characters from the games meet the characters from Dot Hack Sign. And you see this this one scene where Kite's kind of working together with Orca and Balmonk. And I forget if it outright says it in that episode, or if it's just like something that was, you know, fan dubbed or whatever. It was probably stated in the episode. I mean, why would it be in GU otherwise? But they call Kite of the Azure Flame, and together they're known as the Azure Knights. So that's where Azure Flame God comes from, and why Kite would be called Azure Kite if you hadn't transferred over data from a previous Dot Hack title. But that's just a little bit of trivia for anybody wondering. Stuff I thought was interesting. Just nice little touches that don't impact the game or your understanding of the series. The GU series, I mean. But nice details to make you appreciate if you can catch on to them. Which GU doesn't always do. And that's kind of an issue. But I've complained about that long enough. Anyway, we're almost done here. It's really Azure Flame God, Kite, whatever, is not too big of a deal. I was more worried about the actual battle against Triedge. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm never really too worried about these Avatar battles because I think if you get a game over... Oh, he was about to data drain, but we stunned him right before he could pull it off. Nice. I'm never really too worried about Avatar battles because I think if you lose them, you'll just get another try again prompt like in the arena battles. So it's not like, I don't think you'll get a game over if you lose to them. Whereas you would get a game over if you lost in the regular match against Kite, Triedge, whatever you want to call them. That brings up an interesting conundrum I have now. See, I was convenient because we knew Triedge is Triedge this whole time, the character we're facing now. But now we cut to a point where it's like, what do we call him? Because we were clearly fighting a character named Kite. So it's hard to say, because I don't want to call him Kite, because I feel like I reference Kite a fair amount from the original series, and that would get confusing. And Azure Kite, well, it's a personal peeve, but that doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well for me. I think we'll keep calling him Triedge for now, but we'll see. We did it. We saved Shino. Maybe. I don't know. We didn't really. Sorry. Oh, way to go, Haseo. You broke him.
First you have to tell me how to bring everybody back!
Well, maybe you shouldn't have killed them then. Idiot.
Haseo.
So I guess that means we have nothing then.
Adelie, you open the locker. With your mind. You open a bunch of lockers with your mind. Maybe you didn't. Maybe something's in the locker. Don't go towards the light. Or the black dots.
Adelie! Get away from there!
Bad touch, bad touch, bad touch, bad touch! Oh, it's so, like... It went into her stomach, too. That's like, I get, like, pangs just watching it happen. Ugh. And that's volume 1, everybody, and... Whew, boy, there are I mean, I feel like I should be able to say what else can I say about Dot Hack GU at this point, but I feel like I still have so much I want to say. It's frustrating because I recorded all of Volume 1's footage before I actually started editing videos and putting commentary to them, so I was already a little bit into the way of Volume 2 by the time the first episode of this Let's Play went up. And right now I'm like in the second half of Volume 3, so a lot of my current frustrating moments with the story of Dot Hack GU that I haven't already complained about incessantly in this Let's Play have to do with future events that I don't want to bring up just quite yet, because I don't want to spoil anything more, which is kind of dumb because I feel like I've already spoiled quite a bit of things early on. I don't know what kind of what kind of approach I'm taking to this Let's Play most of the time, but if you made it all the way to this point, thank you for tuning in and watching and listening to me ramble on about this video game that means a lot to me, even though it doesn't sound like it does at all. GU, Dot Hack GU. It's a frustrating, sort of good experience for me to relive. It definitely does not have that same charm that the original series has with me. And I hate referring to the original series as often as I do. I realize that could be a little annoying, but you know what? You can't help but like relate one sequel to a previous entry in a franchise, because it's bound to happen. It's always going to happen. And you know, I got that complaint from one of my friends that was playing this game when I first started playing this, when we both first started playing this way back in 2006. And, you know, I saw where she was coming from, but I liked what I had here anyway. It was like, this is a very different game than the original series, but it's still something I really enjoyed at the time. I was also really big into anime and all of these tropes I keep shitting on all the time too, so it was like, I feel like GU, more than the original series, depends on, do you like anime? Do you like JRPGs? Do familiar character tropes and story situations not annoy you? Are you fine with them? I feel like if you're okay with all of that, then there's a lot here in GU that you will be able to appreciate. But if you aren't okay with all of that, I kind of feel like GU as a video game lacks a lot. You could say that about the first series too. You know, a huge flaw with both of them, they're very repetitive. Like, how many times did we go through that cave dungeon with Syllabus and Adelie, no less? I feel like there's a lot less. It's a better looking game for sure, but there's a lot less variety in stuff you experience in GU. Oh boy, it's not done. We're only a third of the way there, guys. We got 2 more volumes to go. I want to say at least more interesting stuff happens in the next 2 volumes, and interesting stuff certainly does happen, but I'll say this right now. Volume 1 may have had all of, like, the components of being, like, an intro, a first part of a trilogy, where things start slow and move slow. The main focus is to introduce you to the world and the characters, and setting up the main conflict. That being said, I feel like Volume 1 has, like, the best pacing out of the trilogy. It's weird to say. Volume 2 has great moments in it, but they are even more separated by padding. Volume 3 has a lot of stuff that we'll finally want answers to, presented to us. Whether or not you accept those answers is another story, but I feel like Volume 3's story just starts getting, like, super stupid. At this point in time, I feel like Volume 1 was probably the best paced. Yeah, I just said that, but there you go. Not saying there's nothing to look forward to for the next few volumes. Gameplay-wise, I will say I think Volume 2 and then even Volume 3 above that improve on a lot of things in Volume 1, even though they may seem like small, insignificant things. That being said, what I went back to about like whether you can enjoy an anime story or a JRPG story, and if you can't, then this will have lacking things for a video game. I still feel like it's such a shame that a game as ambitious as the Dot Hack series, and that goes for both series, has to fall prey to a very repetitive and perhaps not even a very deep gameplay and battle system. I mean, battles in this game are more engaging, even if it's like on the shallow end, and it's exciting to like do Rengekis and stuff, and it's fun when you can learn to switch out weapons and stuff like that too. But it's all mindless though. It's a fun mindless. I don't mean that as a bad thing. It is a fun mindless, but I guess the big question is, if this is your first time seeing Dot Hack GU, and it did look like something you wanted to play, could I recommend going out and buying it? And it's hard to say, because I think the GU volumes are kind of expensive for older games. I remember, and you'll just have to go and look them up at the time of whenever this is posted. But I remember seeing a copy of Volume 1 in a used game store recently, and that went for $50. And I gotta say, if each of those volumes is like $50, that's like $150 to play through the series, and I would say $150 for a video game is never worth it in the first place. No offense to the developers, but that's just unrealistic. And yes, I realize the games were probably around $50 when they were first released, but they were new at the time. And I don't know if they were $50. They may have been cheaper, like $30 or $40, since they were all installments. But I would recommend playing through them if you can find them cheap, or if you can borrow them from somewhere. And just like in anime fashion, we have a next episode segment.
Looking at this Haseo that's on the screen is...
Sadness, doubtless, is failing to observe the effects of Ida's infection on players. Could there be any better place for it? Yes, this place is like
Ida's observation room.
What are we? Lab rats?
Because you tried to take that away from me.
What is this?
What do you expect from me?
get stronger, consume all happiness and sadness, and use that as your stepping stone. Don't you want to know the truth?
The truth?
Yes. The reason why Shino lost the truth about trying the secret called epitaph.
Ida and the epitaph?
In front of one epitaph, only a small Ida, a small truth will appear.
I always really liked those next episode things for this in Volume 2. I don't know. I just think it's cool how there's like a lot of lines from like the actual story itself all mixed together, and it leaves you wondering what's gonna possibly be happening. But anyway, guys, stick around. There is one more bonus episode after this. We are going to be doing that Ceranosis quest. We have our super boss for the post game to face off against, and I guess during that time I can elaborate a little bit more about some stuff I was trying to say during the credits of this one, and I don't know how well I really did that, but whatever. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time for the bonus episode, and after that we are going to start .hack GU Volume 2, where hopefully some more of my favorite things in the game are going to be happening. They do. They do. It might just take a little while to get there, though. But, I mean, to be fair, that's been all of Volume 1 as well. You can't get around it. There's a lot of padding in Dot Hack, regardless of the series you take. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.